of a live studio audience. This year's proceeds are going to go toward new choir and acolyte robes. This here, spotlight on this sad little thing here is the old robe. We put it there to remind you all night long of what we don't want to look like anymore. Hope United Methodist Church, KHOPE's major sponsor, has made a few attempts to raise funds for the new choir robes in the past, and thanks to our listeners' generosity and your tickets you purchased tonight, we are well on our way. By the way, this is the new robe. Kathy, how much do we have to raise tonight?
We need another $2,600.
Another $2,600?
Yes, ma'am. I mean a total.
A total of $2,600. That's better already, isn't it? And how much have we raised already, Kathy?
We raised $1,100.
Oh, thank you. So we're looking really forward to tonight. Alrighty, now in your programs, in case you hadn't noticed, you all have pledge cards in your programs tonight, and you'll have many opportunities to use those pledge cards. We'd like you to challenge your pew partners, your friends, any other gimmicks you can think of to help us raise this money. Join the fun of KHOPE's Pledge Night and make a choir singer happy. Okay, before we begin our program though, I saw when I came out here that we have many guests in our studio audience. I see several Lutherans. And I see a few Catholics, a smattering of Baptists. There's one Buddhist, and a few Mormons. So what identifies a Methodist? Well, Garrison Keeler, host of PBS Radio's Prairie Home Companion, has written an essay on being spotted a Methodist, and here's what he has to say. We make fun of Methodists for their blandness, their lack of excessive calm, their fear of giving offense, their lack of speed, and also for their fondness of eating macaroni and cheese. Amen. But nobody sings like them. Amen. Amen. That's a good place to say amen. Amen. If you were to ask an audience in New York City, a relatively Methodist-less place, to sing along to the chorus of Michael, Row Your Boat Ashore, they would look daggers at you as if you had asked them to strip down to their underwear. But if you do this among Methodists, they'd smile, they'd row that boat ashore, up onto the beach and down the road. Many Methodists are bred from childhood to sing four-part harmony, a talent that comes from sitting on the lap of some alto or tenor or bass and leaning their little heads on their rib cage from the time they're babies. It's natural for Methodists to sing harmony. We are much too modest to sing solos. And we're way too worldly to sing in unison. When you're singing in the key of C and you slide into an A7 or a D7 chord, all 200 of you, why, it's an emotionally fulfilling moment. By our joining in harmony, we somehow promise that we will never forsake one another. I do believe this. These Methodists who love to sing in four-part harmony are the sort of people you can call upon when you're in deep distress. If you're dying, they'll give you comfort. If you're lonely, they'll talk to you. And if you're hungry, they'll give you a tuna salad or macaroni and cheese. Methodists believe in prayer, but would practically die if asked to pray out loud. We know you. Methodists like to sing, except when confronted with a new hymn. Or a hymn with more than 4 stanzas. Or one with words written on a screen. Methodists believe their pastors will visit them in the hospital even if they don't notify them they're there. Methodists usually follow the official liturgy and feel it is their way of suffering for their sins. Methodists believe in miracles and even expect miracles, especially during stewardship campaigns, budget planning, and passing the plate. Methodists also think that the Bible forbids them to cross the aisle when passing the plate. Just an usher's job. Methodists drink coffee as if it were the 3rd sacrament. They feel guilty for not staying to clean up after their own wedding reception in the fellowship hall. Methodists are willing to pay up to $1 for a church supper. They still serve Jell-O in the proper liturgical colors of the season and think that peas add a little too much color to the tuna noodle casserole. Methodists believe that it's okay to poke fun at themselves and never take themselves too seriously. And finally, you know you're a Methodist when it's 110 degrees and you still have coffee after the service. When you hear something really funny during the sermon and you smile as loudly as you can. And donuts, just like coffee, are a line item in the church budget. And when you watch a Star Wars movie and they say, "May the Force be with you," you respond by saying, "And also with you." And lastly, it takes them 10 minutes to say goodbye. So Methodists, Lutherans, Catholics, Buddhists, Mormons, whoever you are, enjoy the show.
Whoa. The housewives, I'm practicing here. Whoa! I didn't know there were so many people out there. Well, it's great to see you all here tonight. You know, I was wondering what kind of celebration this was. You know, and what presents you would bring. You know, KHOPE Presents. I figured it couldn't be birthdays, anniversaries, or Christmas. So what kind of a holiday is KHOPE anyhow? Hey, you guys forgot the presents. Oh well, what's with that?
Tom,
What? Oh,
I told you not to come out here without me because you still haven't figured it out. Tonight is all about KHOPE Presents. The accent is on the 2nd syllable because it's a verb, but you were putting the accent on the 1st syllable. Presents because you wanted a gift. Not working for you, Tom.
leave it to you to make this a language lesson.
Who knew? Anyway, ignoring Tom, KHOPE Presents is our radio show broadcast from 1,000 megawatt, KHOPE Christian Radio. As Susan told you earlier, tonight's broadcast is our annual pledge broadcast. Throughout our show tonight, this will be an interactive evening, you will have many opportunities to show your support of our fine programming by making monetary pledges. So, with that, and your pens and pledge cards close at hand, I'll turn it back to Tom.
There will be no extra charges for the audience, for any missed cues, forgotten lines, or any other technical technical difficulties affecting the outcome of tonight's performance. Okay, with that, let's get this show on the air. Here, our very own Kathy and Jen, entertaining you with some dumb diddy dums.
Sang this song to me in tones so sweet and low, just a simple little ditty in a good old Irish way. And I give the world if she could sing that song to me this day.
I know Diddy. There once was a farmer from Leeds who swallowed a packet of seeds. It soon came to pass he was covered with grass and has all the tomatoes he needs.
But that's not a ditty. This is a ditty. Mary had a little lamb, its feet were black as soot, and into Mary's bread and jam it sucked deep, deep,
But I have another one. There once was a man from Nantucket who kept all of his cash in a bucket. But his daughter named Nan ran away with the man, and as for the bucket, Nan took it.
Well, it still was not a ditty. This is a ditty. Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, eating her curds and whey. Along came a soldier, and something he told her completely ruined her day.
Yeah, well, that's cute. But I have another really good one. There was a young lady named Bright, whose speed was much faster than light. She set out one day in a relative way and returned on the previous night.
Speaking of young ladies, here's a young lady. There was a young lady of Niger who smiled as she rode at the tiger. They returned from the mine with the lady inside and the smile on the nose of the tiger.
I think I like my limericks better than your ditties.
Well, that's right. They are limericks. You were right there. And here, this is a real ditty.
A mouse in her room woke Miss Dowd. She was frightened, it must be allowed. Soon a happy thought hit her. To scare off the critter, she sat in her bed and meow.
Okay, that's enough. You're really getting on my nerves now. A lawyer there was from our called Mr. Clay. He had but few clients and they didn't pay. At last of starvation he grew so afraid that he courted and married a wealthy old maid. At the wedding this lawyer made one big mistake. husband next saw with amazement and grief a curious performance of hers with her teeth. She took them all out with her fingers and thumbs, said she, "I'm a good dog, there's lint in my gums." Such strange doings before his own eyes, but now you and Tom rushed out to the door, and poor Mrs. Clay never saw you no more.
That was okay, but still, just one more.
All right, one more.
Linda Blair, with great favor, confessed. She'd been exercised, thus finding rest. But alas and alack, her old demon came back, and now the poor girl's repossessed.
Thanks a lot for that lesson on limericks and ditties. Good job, ladies. And now for your listening pleasure, we have the classical guitar sounds of Doug Magic Fingers Stickle playing the selection abode.
Thank you, Doug. That really was great. I've known Doug for a really long time, probably since he was born. And I didn't know he could play the guitar. Hey, mateys! Jean and Diana have just arrived here at the studio from the sparkling blue waters of the Caribbean. They'll entertain you with two pirate shanties, Medallion Calls and Yo-Ho. very familiar. I think a place called, what was the name of that place? Oh, Disneyland, Pirates of the Caribbean. Thank you, Gene and Diana, those toe-tapping terms. Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece was white as snow. Whenever Mary went to church, the lamb would never go. Perhaps Bob's nursery rhyme sermon might be just the thing to get that little lamb in church.
Our first reading this morning is from the book of Little Willie, chapter 13, verse 3 and 4. Little Willie, with a taste of gore, nails his sister to the bathroom door. Mother cried out in a faint, "Willie, Willie, you'll scratch the paint." Our second is also from the book of Little Willie, the last chapter and the last verse. Little Willie fell down the elevator. There they found him 6 months later. People around him said, "Gee whiz, what a spoiled child our Willie is." Now for our message, and it is a very sad message. Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep and doesn't know where to find them. Now that makes sense. If little Bo Peep has lost her sheep, naturally she doesn't know where to find them. Then the book goes on to say, leave them alone. Well, what else could she do? She can't find them and she's lost them. But they being sheep, they will come home. Yes, they will come home, wagging their tails behind them. Now, I don't know much about the anatomy of a sheep. I presume the tail would be behind them, unless, of course, they came home in reverse. Now, choir, if you will join me, we will sing our anthem, Grandma's Lysol. Do you remember Grandma's Lysol? Good for everything, everything in the place. For pots and pans and dirty dishes, for your hands and for your face. And Mrs. O'Malley, out in the valley, suffer from ulcers, I understand. Swallowed cake of Grandma's Lysol, got the cleanest ulcers in the land. Sing it out for Grandma's Lysol, good for anything, anything in the place. For pots and pans and dirty dishes, for your hands and for your face. Little Herman and Brother Thurman had an aversion to washing their ears. Grandma washed them with her Lysol. Now they haven't heard a word in years. Sing it up for Grandma's Lysol, good for anything, anything in the place. For pots and pans and dirty dishes, for your hands and for your face. Thank you.
Thanks, Pastor Bob. Perhaps Pastor Boring could take a lesson from you on preaching shorter sermons. We'll talk about that later. But now, because this is a radio broadcast, we must have sponsors. So our first word from one of our lovely sponsors, the Eternal Light Company.
Hello, Blot.
Hello, Brock.
What Blot doing?
Blot inventing music.
What music?
Music is noise that makes your head go back and forth. See? Do-dee-doo-doo-doo-doo-dee-doo-doo-doo.
That good.
Do-dee-doo-doo-doo-doo-dee-doo-doo-doo.
Ow!
Whiplash?
Earwax.
Oh.
So what music for?
Music have many uses. Can make dance, can help tell story, can make you feel good when eating. Also conducive to effective prenatal relaxation.
Good.
But Plot having trouble with words of song.
help. Tell what God has so far.
Okay, it only take to get a fire going. That all so far.
That good, what problem?
Ain't just a prehistoric cave girl. Me not know what it take to get fire going.
Yes, but those days over now. We have discovered how to make fire. And now fire easier than ever. New Groban, this lighter o' mine, now light fire faster than ever to cook meat, light cake, or contemplate universe and play in it. But Grog says no smoking and no playing. Grog say no play with fire, no play or get burnt. Fire burns. Take it from Grog. Grog no. But never mind. Grog say, set examples. Get Groggo this light o' mine and pass it on.
Do you have your lighter? Scriptures tell us to make a joyful noise unto the Lord. KHOPE Radio's Blue Robe studio choir would be more joyful if they were robed in red. As we told you earlier in our broadcast, tonight's special presentation before this studio audience is for the purchase.
For the purchase, Tom? For the purchase of those lovely
Thank
robes.
you, for the purpose of purchasing new red choir robes.
Henry, we know you're on the edges of your seats trying to figure out how you're going to do that. So it's now, this is the interactive part of the show, it's now your turn to participate in this evening's presentation. Tonight's goal, as Susan said, by the way, we're not going to get those exact robes that Susan modeled for you. But anyway, tonight's goal is to raise $2,600 to purchase new robes. But we need your help to do that. We are sending forth pledge runners. Here they are, clothed in those dandy blue robes, who will collect any of your completed pledge cards. Our operators will be calling you within the next week to collect your pledged donation.
Thank you.
We will also, thanks for that one, you guys are good. We will also accept cash or checks this evening.
How
We
about
have
a Kohl's charge?
operators. I'm sorry?
A Kohl's charge? Will Kohl's charge work?
No, just cash or checks or your pledge card. Thank you. I'm sorry, we don't
Okay.
take MasterCard, Diners Club, or American Express. So you could leave home without those. We have our operators standing by to tally our pledges as the evening progresses. So right now, let's take a moment and look at those wonderful operators standing back here just waiting for those phones to ring. Phyllis, stand up. Hey! Jean, stand up. Hey, Terry, stand up. Oh, she is standing up. She is standing up. She's short. Okay, so go ahead and put your pen to those pledge cards, and our two well-dressed pledge runners will come by.
Oh, look at that robe she's got on. I mean to tell you, that's the most pathetic thing I've ever seen.
It is pretty bad,
You
isn't
just
it?
need to give up
This
the blue and get into the red.
Turn around. This one doesn't even have a closing zipper.
Oh.
We'd like to see that again. They can't believe how bad they are.
Oh.
Sad, very sad.
Very
aren't they?
sad.
Very sad.
Dig deep, folks, dig deep.
Thank you, thank you. We have a heavenly heckler in our audience tonight, in case y'all hadn't noticed. While they're still collecting your pledges, we'd like to do a small, short interview. Those words are oxymoronic for Mark. But with our outgoing Pastor Mark. Mark, we know you're leaving us. Yeah, nice try. Yeah, but you're not leaving yet. So let's have a little... Well, I guess the pledges are rolling.
She may be short, but she sure is loud.
So, Pastor Mark, before you run away from Bullhead City, I don't know why you'd be thinking of doing that, but whatever. Before you run away...
Bishop?
Yeah, Bishop. You're all looking at the future Bishop. Remember, we got him started.
You may kiss my ring.
Not this week. Okay, so, on a more serious note, this is the interview portion. Okay, all right.
Yes. Suck it to me.
Yeah.
Suck it to me, suck it to me.
Tell me, Pastor Mark,
Yes.
what did you think when you first arrived in beautiful downtown Bullhead and you saw a choir robed in these delightful items?
Well, it was more of a gut reaction, really.
How
It
gut-like?
started here and then worked its way up to here, upon which I swallowed it slightly, but then it came back up.
Okay, how'd you really feel about them?
Well, the cross and flame is Methodist. The blue kind of doesn't go with anything in this room.
Carpet.
Oh, well,
Okay, maybe not even the carpet.
maybe at one time.
Yeah.
And on a closer inspection, I noticed the beautiful tears and rips and the duct tape holding them together. And then I thought, ingenious. This is an ingenious choir. And cheap.
Yeah, we are. So, of course, you've never had to wear one of those delightful robes.
I got my bishop robes.
Yes, that's true. So, what would you recommend before you leave us? What should we be seriously thinking about?
Seriously,
Seriously.
I think the choir should go naked for a couple weeks.
Okay,
Because if that happens, people will want to clothe them even quicker.
That's very true. And we probably wouldn't have to have quite so many pledge breaks this evening.
No, that would be nice. I'm gonna put my 20 down on that just to, keep some clothes on the choir.
Thank you very much.
All right.
The choir will appreciate your clothing, I say. Thanks, Mark, for that interview.
Remember those old radio shows like Pippa McGee and Molly, Burns and Allen, Abbott and Costello came in on various nights of the week? Well, KHOPE Radio Youth Players present Mama's Close Call.
Well, the chores are done, just in time for my favorite movie. Where is that remote? Ah, there you are, you little rascal. You're harder to find than a good man is even harder to keep handy. You were dear old friend? I was looking right underneath the car hood. Nobody around to bother me, and the movie's just about to begin. I can't wait. Never fails. Hello? Hello?
Hello, Mrs. Ida Whipple?
This is she.
I'm with the We Bug Your Phone Company, and I'd like to tell you about our special long-distance race.
Well, hurry up. My favorite movie is just about to begin.
Thank you. This will only take a moment. May I ask you a few questions to help determine which calling program would be best for you?
All right.
How old are you?
That's pretty personal for a stranger to ask. Let's just say I'm over 60, but not by much.
That's fine. Are you married?
I'm a widow. My husband, Fred, went home to be with the Lord 8 years ago when he was killed by a turkey.
A turkey killed him?
Yep, by Twizzle.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. He's better off now. And to tell you the truth, so am I.
I won't. Do you have any children?
Heavens, yes. 2 sons, all grown now.
Do they often?
Larry's my oldest. He's a lawyer. He He's given me 2 wonderful grandchildren. I love it when they come to visit, but to tell you the truth, I also like it to see them leave. I think it's a good thing they live a few hours away. After a couple of days, all those loud cartoons can get on a body's last nerve.
Well, I'm sure that when you
And then there's little Louie. We call him little Louie on account of he's a baby, but he's not so little anymore. He's a big baby, getting bigger all the time. He's still a bachelor, and he doesn't eat the healthiest foods. He eats so much pizza, I keep telling him that the devil plays regularity. Eat more greens and salads, I tell him, but does he listen? No. He's a writer. He'll create that voice. But I give him most of his ideas.
That's wonderful. I bet you enjoy talking to your sons when they call. Now, I can recommend a money-saving plan.
When they call? Are you kidding me? Getting Larry to call is tougher than toenails. At least Louis comes over pretty often. He lives just down the street in a basement apartment. He comes to see me for my health, which is just about as often as he gets all bound up. But he's a good boy. He bought me a medical alert bracelet in case anything happens. I don't think I'll ever need it, but it makes him feel better.
That's nice. So let me tell you about this money-saving plan.
Well,
Then
it's
I'll
not
help you.
movie starting.
But the
It's
plan...
nice talking to you. Well, I do have a plan, and it's watch this movie. And it's on. Goodbye, and God bless. Oh, good. It's just started like being a thief. I hadn't missed this. I'm waiting all week to see this. I've only seen it 5 times, and I love it.
Hey, Mom! I'm sorry, starting, Mama.
You didn't startle me, Louie. I just thought I'd celebrate your visit when you come over. Whee! Hooray! Welcome home!
Oh, Mama, you're such a kidder. You're not doing anything right now, are you?
Just trying to watch my favorite movie.
Oh, good, because I didn't want to read you something I just wrote.
Louie, I've been waiting all week to see this.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Mama, use a VCR I gave you last year for Christmas.
I can't even sit the time on that silly thing. Once I tried taking one of my soaps, and it played back some weird show with strange creatures that had televisions in their stomachs.
Sounds like you got new Teletubbies by accident.
Looks like they were an accident. Some 50s atomic radiation mutations from the physics. If I had seen those when I was a kid, I'd have nightmares for weeks. Thank goodness all we had was radio shows.
Well, that's great, Mama. Now let me read you my poem
The
here.
radio shows were the best. My favorite, when Mr. McGee would open his closet, and all his stuff would fall out everywhere. I laughed and laughed every week when he did that. Now that's real entertainment.
Mama, I came here so I could read you this poem. You know, I'm putting this poem in my Mother's Day column. And you read my column, don't you?
Yes, I do. Every day. Pedro likes it too. It's his favorite part of the newspaper.
I always hated that bird.
All right, let me hear it.
Okay, it's called Memories with Mama.
But I'm not dead yet.
It's about mothers in general, Mama, but you inspired it.
And I don't plan on dying soon either. Not until I get you married and settle down. If you're digging record, I could live to be 100.
Oh, please, Mama, don't start. All right, now here it goes. I remember Mama for when I was just a kid. Mama, you're not listening.
Yes, I am. I'm watching this with my eyes and listening with my ears. Hey, but he was just about to propose to her. And then she turns him down because she thinks he has fatal disease and doesn't want to break his heart. I tell him, I cry every time.
Mama, you've already seen it before. I need you and your undivided attention here.
Well, in that case, it's nice to be needed. All right, I'm all ears.
Alright, memories of Mama. I remember Mama for when I was just a kid. No matter where I went or when, she knew just what I did. Her wisdom and her insight. Please hold the applause till later, okay? She knew just what I did. Her wisdom and her insight. What's that beeping noise? Is it convenience store getting on again? Oh, is it a smoke detector? I'll go catch it's kicking. Well, it didn't seem to be the smoke detector. Alright, anyway. So, Hello? Oh, can't hear you. I'm sorry. I don't get a reception at my mama's house. Must have been a prank caller. All it was making weird noises like a pig. Are you alright? Mama! You okay? You okay, Mama? Mama, come here. You alright, Mama? You breathing out? How do you feel?
How do I feel? How do I feel? A little like this.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mama. What did I do? All I did was save you.
You and that phone of yours nearly killed me. No wonder you call it memories of Mama. Few more stanzas and the memory's all I would have been.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry, Mama. I was so caught up in trying to remember you and the phone that I almost forgot about you in real life.
Well, you did save me after all. I'm sorry, Lou. I was just mad and scared, that's all.
That's alright, Mama. I forgive you. I'm just glad you didn't die while I was occupied reading my tribute. That would have been too ironic for even a writer to express.
Well, why don't you reread it? You see, I was mostly distracted.
Alright. I remember Mama, for when I was just a kid. No matter where I went or when, she knew just what I did. Her insight and her wisdom and her insight were known throughout the land, and her just as sharp and striking as the smacking of her hand. But her scoldings and her rappings were tempered by her love, and it was by my mama's kisses that I knew of God above. Each night she'd tuck us into bed and help us say our prayers. She'd soothe away our worries and sing away our cares. But now that Mama's home with Jesus in heaven far away, I wish I'd paid more attention to the things she had to say. I miss the way she looked at me, love shining in her face. If only I could see her now and feel her fond embrace. So as the years fly swiftly by, no matter where I roam, my memories of Mama will always bring me home.
That's beautiful, Louie. I'm just glad that you were here to say it now instead of when I was laid out in lavender. You would have been reading that to my eulogy.
Well, I wanted to give you the roses while you're still here to appreciate them.
You know, you should write one about making memories with your mom still.
Oh, hey, that's a great idea. I'll write another one and make it about the living mother and how you should cherish her while you still can. I'll call it Making Memories with Mother. That's much better. It's brilliant. You're brilliant, Mama, a real genius.
Well, that's funny. The older you get, the smarter I get.
Yeah, I've been noticing that. But I gotta rush home and write that poem, and I'll post both in the newspaper and for those mothers that are gone and those who are still living. Are you gonna be alright?
Yes, Louie, I'll be fine now, and I'd like to finish the rest of my movie without any more interruptions.
Thanks, Mama. Love you.
Well, I guess it's a good thing you came over after all. I was so mighty checked out with no one there. Thank you, Lord, for letting things work out for my good. Now back to the movie. Oh, good, it's my favorite part.
Mrs. Whipple, we received an emergency medical order from your bracelet. Are you alright? She's in here. Bring the wheelchair. She's in pretty bad shape. Go.
What are you
I
doing?
love this movie.
I gotta say, you gotta give them another great big hand because they were fine. Next, you'll see them on Broadway, I'm sure.
Hey, you know what?
What?
Let's check into the operator to see how things are going.
Okay. Although you're ahead of yourself. There you are.
Oh, no!
There's
That's one of
Tom.
those mistakes that you won't have to pay for.
Go away, it's my turn. He's such a slow turn. Anyway, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, we still have to pay for this evening's show, so it's time for a small, brief word from another one of our fine sponsors, the Politically Correct Games.
Bored with the same old board games? will step into the 21st century with social stagnation, the board game for the politically correct. The object of the game is to collect enough media-hype chips and congressional lobby points to virtually stop anything from happening. If you can bring the country to a grinding halt, you've reached social stagnation. But watch out what you say. If you offend even the smallest special interest group, it's back to square one.
Okay, this one's for 3 media chips. Who buys a toupee?
The follically challenged.
The differently haired. You're both right.
Okay, Diana, you need this one to senselessly monopolize network broadcast time that you should do, and what should you do instead of training your dog?
That's easy. Respectfully empower your animal companion to make cognitive choices.
Sorry, Diana, you were on the right track, but you have to use twice as many meaningless words.
Oh, darn.
Okay, Lori, your turn. Tell me the last 4 things you do in an average day.
First, I signify to my voluntarily affection to my significant adult companions by giving them a goodnight kiss. Then, while respecting their personal space boundaries, then I perform my dental hygiene ritual. Then I say my prayers and go to bed.
Oops, did she say prayers? Move back 20 spaces. Yes, it's fun for the whole family. It was social stagnation. And remember, it's not just a board game. It's also a 2-dimensional recreational pastime.
Well, tonight, freshly picked from the garden patch, we have Katie and the broccoli stalks, Nathan, Diana, and Karen performing the Song of the Cebu. Here they come. Onion and veggies. Once again, Katie and the broccoli stalk.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let KHOPE present in a sequential image stereophonic multimedia event, the Song of the Cebu.
This is a song about a boy. A song about a little boy and his blues. A song about a little boy and his 3 balloons. The little boy who has 6 balloons, a sad taboo, and an amused saloon. And also a hippo. This is me at the airport. This is my Aunt Ruth. This is me at a bullfight. This is me fighting the bull. This is me and the bull. This is me and the bull, and I think that's the bull's cousin. He's a taboo.
Oh, what? This is a multimedia event? This is a slide projector and a bed sheet. And what on earth is a Cebu anyway?
It's kind of like a cow. See?
Yes. Well, very good. This would be interesting. Carry on.
Say it with me. Say blue. Boy is fighting with that boo. Boy is fighting with that boo. He's too kind, he's too blue. He's too kind, he's too If what you ain't on the move, it's your boy if you said move, that's your boy if you said move. That tempo is growing and crying, you tempo is waving and bunting.
Doesn't Hippo see them? Is the poor mute successful in communicating the imminent danger to the other passengers? Is the boy injured? Why is the sad Cebu sad? Is the canoe wood or aluminum? This is quite disappointing. I'm going to have to speak to Bob about this.
Oh look, a little spoon. Wait, that's a water buffalo.
No, it's not about Cebu. Need another version of you. I is the standing and leading baramu. I want my money back.
Thank you, Katie and Stocks. You give veggies a good name. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Straight from the blue-haired lounge, Las Vegas, Nevada. The one, the only one and only, Josh Groban. What's his name again?
Groban!
I don't even know who this guy is. Oh, yes. The one, the only Josh Groban singing his classic and 450th latest release of You Raise Me Up, assisted by his choreographer, Ian Trippin.
Mountain. to more than I can be. Or nothing works. I paid good money for it. Anyway, but you raised me up.
Beautiful. Okay, I'm ready. In a tribute to the late, great, not Josh Groban, Jack Benny. Change your minds. Dawn, with help from Susan, Dave, and Tom, will present the violin lesson.
Oh, Rochester. Rochester. Hey, Rochester.
Yes, Mr. Benny? I'm sorry I'm late, Mr. Benny. I was out collecting the coins out of your wishing well.
Well. Would you bring the car around? I think we should go have a music lesson.
I think you're right.
Bring it around the front. Will you?
You may have forgotten, Mr. Benny. The last time we brought the car home, we had to push it in the garage because you had no gas. You wouldn't give me any money for gas.
Well, what happened to the dollar I gave you last week?
You want to ride the music lesson?
Well, I suppose. I suppose you want some more money.
Well, yeah.
Here's a dollar. We'll fill it up. And bring back the change. Let's go.
All right, let's go.
You know what I did last night?
No, Mr. Benny.
I went with my friend George Burns, and we went to the movies.
Yeah? What did you see?
We saw an X-rated film.
Hey, Mr. Benny, did you like that?
I don't know, we both fell asleep.
You know what? You've got to get the front end of this car line, Mr. Benny.
How far out is it?
Well, the front wheel's pointed over toward the piano teacher's house, and the left wheel, the other left wheel, pointed over toward the parkway. It's pretty tough. And here comes the hill. I don't know if we're going to
Oh,
make it up
just
this
drive,
hill.
just drive.
I don't think we can make it up the hill, Mr. Bennett.
Well, drop it down in the second gear.
Mr. Bennett, we lost second gear last year. You didn't give me the money to get it fixed.
Well, drop it down in the stop, just to get us there.
I don't think it's going to make it. I think we're going to have to get out and push.
We're almost there anyway. I think I can walk from here.
All right, I'll lock up the car, Mr. Bennett.
This is the sticker. Give me all your money. I said, give me all your money. Your money or your life. Your money or your life.
I'm thinking.
This is Mr. Jack Benny. He doesn't ever carry any money.
Jack Benny, the famous comedian.
That's him.
Jack Benny, the star of screen and radio.
That's him.
Never heard of you.
Well,
Oh, hello, Jack. You're awfully late.
I know, we ran into some trouble. There's some guy out there wants my money.
Well, you should have lots of it, because you sure don't spend very much.
Well,
Have you practiced this last lesson, Jack?
practice.
You know the only way you're going to improve is to practice.
I give you good money for me to improve. Now, if I had to be home and practice by myself, I'd be paying myself.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You know, nobody loves me. They just want me. They just want my money. The only one that really loved me was my mother. I remember when she gave me my first bath toys. It was a toaster and an electric. She even taught me how to plug them in. Let's tune up.
Let's do that.
That thing in. Oh, that's close enough. What are you doing?
You want to start again?
I've had enough humiliation for one day. I quit.
Again, a word from yet another one of our fine sponsors.
Has this ever happened to you?
I arrived at church a little late for worship last Sunday. I couldn't believe it. It was a challenge to survive a police car pop pickup. I got into the sanctuary and I couldn't believe it. My cue. You know, the one with the soft cushion. Somebody was sitting in it that I've never seen here around before. So I had to sit on the hard wooden pews for the front. And I find on my backside just can't take it on them hard surfaces. I was just feeling ill-prepared for the face that time preaching.
That's why you need the new and improved Preparation H pew cushion. The H stands for holy. Yes, with Preparation H pew cushion, you'll be sitting pretty
In fact, you'll be prepared for those excruciating sermons that drag on and on. Our newly designed preparation pew cushion aligns your tush with the contours of any awful upholstered or non-upholstered pew. Just place your preparation pew cushion on any uncomfortable surface and then luxuriate in the soft confines of our improved cushiony support.
Wow! No more no visit my derriere. I could listen to Reverend Moore and drone on all day long.
That's right. And you too could be experiencing the inviting presence of a new Preparation H pew cushion. You might expect to pay hundreds of dollars for the preparation of such worship experiences. But for a limited time offer, the Preparation H pew cushion can be yours for just 2 easy payments of $19.95. That's right, just 2 easy payments of $19.95.
Wow, 2 easy payments of $19.95?
You better believe it's just 2 easy payments of $19.95.
Oh, that's impossible. It can't be 2 easy payments of $19.95.
But it is just 2 easy payments of $19.95.
I don't believe you, but it's 2 easy payments of $19.95.
But it is just 2 easy payments.
Did you say 2 easy payments?
In fact, I did, Tom. It's just 2 easy payments of $19.95.
Sign me up!
And if you act now, we'll supply a year's supply of new and improved Revivaline, the all-new natural supplement that keeps you alert and refreshed during those excruciating long sermons with that glazed look of amazement any preacher will love. How do you feel? Revivaline designed to cause a spiritual revival. Common side effects include, but are not limited to, blindness, dry mouth, constipation, diarrhea, nausea, fever, and pregnancy. Mechanism of Revivaline makes no warranty to its potential deadly side effects. Preparation H pew cushion does not prevent hemorrhoids, back spasms, or promote tooth decay. May cause lazy blood. No refunds, no returns. Often not available in Maine, Georgia, or any other states that go to red, white, or blue. Void where prohibited. The University of Michigan does not directly sponsor Preparation H pew cushion. Go Big Blue.
Dining out can be a most enjoyable experience, especially around here. We have such fine dining establishments. Just to give you an example, let's check with Olga and Joyce and see how they are going to or have enjoyed a ladies' night out at Mario's.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Mario's, the only upscale, exclusive Italian restaurant in Bullhead City. My name is Bigelow, and I'm your waiter for this evening. Waiter. Dictionary says that a waiter is one who waits. And that's what I've been doing all day, waiting and singing and waiting around these tables for customers who no longer show up. Well, there are a lot of reasons for that. I guess with a name like Figaro Bandini, maybe I think. At any rate, I'm going to sing a solo. A solo. Now, it won't be so low that you won't be able to hear me. I'm not going to sing tenor. Tenor's 12 miles away. I'm a beery tune, and I'm well tuned up on beer. Now, I'm going to sing an aria from an opera, a one-act opera that was written by the famous Italian composer Olga Gianni. Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? Now, I might add that Olga happens to own this restaurant. She owns Mario. Wow. By the way, Olga's here with us tonight. Would you tell me about Olga? It may interest you to know that Olga is a full-fledged member in good standing of that infamous Italian organization known as the Mafia. That's Musician Association for Italian Artists. And the title of her opera that she wrote is Oh Gianni. Oh Gianni, heavens above, what makes me love you so? I'm not handsome, it's true, but when I look at you, I'm just oh Gianni, oh. Excuse me. I'm going to sing an aria from her opera, and it's the first number in the opera, so it's appropriately called the prologue. I'm going to sing the prologue in Italian because I don't know how to translate it into English. And so without waiting any longer, here is the prologue. Si può, signore, scusatemi se da sol mi presento, io sono il prologo. I can tell that nobody likes this. Let me tell you something, 60 years ago, I used to sing to my children a lullaby. You want to hear the lullaby?
And now, before our final pledge break, those are words you wanted to hear. Before our final pledge break, we have a word from another one of our sponsors, the Chia Company.
Hey, if you're like me, you love to collect Bible figurines. But if you've got a green thumb, you also love to fill your house with cheerful green plants. Why not have the best of both worlds with new Chia Bible figurines? Collect all of them. There's Chia Moses crossing the Red Chia Sea, Chia Isaac, Chia Jacob and the blue-eyed Chia Leah. And hey, Christmas is never too far away to order the complete Chia nativity scene. Order now.
Did you think that was the last commercial? Think again. Right now, we have a word from Holy Book Finders.
Fanny, where did we leave that Bible?
I don't know. Weren't you reading it last?
I thought you were.
Well, I don't know where it is.
How can we do our evening devotions if we can't find our Bible? Uh-oh.
How many times has this happened to you? Well, no more with the new Bible Finder. Just clip this handy gizmo on the good book, and salvation is always a whistle away. Never again will you be be late for church because you can't find your Bible. Just whistle the first stanza of Rock of Ages, and a friendly little beeper will play back the chorus, letting you know exactly where you left it. Beep, 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 beep. Look, there it is on the coffee table. It's that easy. Why take a chance losing the most important book in your life? Get the new Bible Finder today.
Betty, it's time for devotions. Now where's that Bible?
I'll find it.
Beep, 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 beep. Oh, there it is. Boy, do I feel better having our new Bible finder.
Me too. Okay, back to the show. Right now, Sally the Silly. You all know her, our favorite adventurer, is going to present a tale of horror and triumph. Sally, starring as herself, because it's always about herself, must face her worst nightmare in the robe.
Oh, it's almost 10:15 and my acolyte hasn't shown up yet. Reverend Boring said if I didn't have an acolyte for the 10:30 service, I was going to lose my job. That might not be so bad.
Hi, Betty!
Oh, Sally!
Yeah, acolyte director, you are looking lovely
Oh,
today.
thank you, Sally. Thank you. I'm so glad you're here.
What is it? Whatever it is, I didn't do.
Well, no, you didn't do anything, Sally. I really need an acolyte. Would you do that for me today?
But I just filled in last year.
Well, that's okay, Sally. That was really nice of you to do that last year. But I need you to do it again today.
But you don't understand. If I acolyte, that means I have to go in there. In the acolyte closet.
Well, yeah.
Come here. Come closer. I have to tell your secrets.
Okay.
Come over.
What, Sally? Sally! I don't have time for this meltdown, Sally. Now I gotta go in there and get the candles ready for the service. You go in there and get a robot. Just go on in there, Sally. Go on.
Wait.
What?
Wait. I don't want to go in there.
Sally, there's nothing to be afraid of. Go put on your robe, and I'll meet you out in the narthex.
What's the narthex?
The lobby.
Oh, the lobby. Okay. But if I don't come back, it's your fault.
Go get your robe on, Sally.
I don't want to go. Wow. It sure is dark in here. Kind of creepy and scary. Ouch! Oh, something just poked me. Let's see. Where's that light switch? Oh, here it is.
And now, in what could be their final public appearance, directly from the beautiful Lakeshore Senior Assisted Living Complex in Chicago, Illinois, KHOPE Radio proudly presents the Blues Brothers.
You got something.